Alright, stream is back up. We took a small break. So,
Yeah.
Rhino's answering a Skype message and then we'll be good to go. So, I'll put my health back up. Let's see. What is my max health? It's supposed to be 34. Okay. There we go.
Don't you be throwing up in there, Spectre.
Are you threatening to kick his ass if he does?
No. I don't do that.
You'll just judge him?
I may not scratch his ass.
Judge.
I want...
Throwing up in my room, you have been judged. I also, just real quick, so nothing else happened during the night, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
Alright. I spent, besides the fact that I'm paying attention, I also spend the entirety of my watch fiddling with the dagger that I have.
Okay. Fiddle dagger.
I am ready.
Alright.
Okay.
So
So-
we wake up to be fiddling with a dagger.
I guess...
What are they doing?
When we wake up, I tell them, you might want to check outside. Someone did cleanup detail. When I was on watch, all of the undead came back to life once more and ran off with everything. I wasn't about to stop them. I don't blame you for not stopping. We took the valuables, so it shouldn't be that much trouble. All we can do now is get back on the road. Yeah, for now.
Alright.
On the road again?
Oh,
Moving right
yeah,
along.
and we should probably remove one ration so we don't starve.
Correct.
I'll have to borrow someone else's rations.
I lent him one of mine. Or I give him one of mine. I don't lend it. I don't want it back.
Don't puke it and give it back. That's disgusting.
Alright. So, let's go. Let's go now.
Yeah,
All right.
we're just gonna keep going up the trail.
Alright, so. You continue your travel, soon seeing the town in the distance with its ever-present light shroud of mist. As you walk closer, you notice you can't get anywhere near the border of the town without entering the mist itself.
Is the
You
mist
reach an area that
dangerous?
seems to be the cutoff point and see just the wall of mist before you. You can see past it, but you definitely know you have to go in.
I go in first.
Actually, before I was gonna ask, Bird, do you recognize what this is? I grab Fiora before I say, would this be the town on my painting?
I think so, yeah. I'm pretty sure. If
No,
that-
I have the castle, not the town.
It's the town on that one painting that we have. Yes.
I think it's on Jerry's. Of course, it'd be on his.
But yeah, it is that town. I know the one you're referring to.
Yeah. Why didn't we bring Davar with us?
He wanted to stay behind and train.
Yeah, I guess. Okay. I don't trust this mist.
Well, what else are we supposed to do?
Dan could do an Arcana check on it. Well, other than that, it's a bit mysterious, and I love myself a good mystery. Let's do an Arcana check and see what the...
Would you say that it's mysterious? I say that in character.
Can I get some rope and find
Plus
a tree to
3
hang
XP.
myself? Oh, wait. Hanging myself wouldn't work. I'm as tall as the tree.
Did you hear me, Yash?
I heard you, and goddamn it, now I'm at 98. I have a dumb number again.
Okay, I'm gonna make my Arcana check to see if there's something mysterious about this mist. May I?
Yeah, I was just kind of waiting for it to pop up in chat there.
Okay, I rolled a 9.
Well, it doesn't look familiar to you at all. From your wizard training, you can tell that the mist itself is definitely magical in nature. No natural phenomena would make this.
Well, if we go in, I'm not sure if we'll be able to get out.
Wait, did you actually discover that, or are you just saying it to be ominous?
I'm saying it to be ominous because I just learned.
From him. He doesn't know anything about this.
Yeah, I just learned I don't know shit about this mist. It's just magical.
Well, what would be the fantasy equivalent of saying YOLO, or the medieval equivalent?
I don't really think there's an equivalent to it. There's basically charge words, but not really fuck it and charge words.
Fine, Fiora says fuck it and walks in. Also, are we switching maps or what?
No, you're in the same map.
Okay.
Well, wait, did I actually move you guys? My bad.
You did not move us.
There you go.
Yep. Okay, and I guess we're just gonna walk through.
I walk in first. Probably wait to see if anything happens to me first.
All right, you walk into the mist, and I'm going to need each of you. And as you enter it, you feel a sense of cold come over you all. It's not deathly cold. It's not evil. It's not evil cold. It's more like a chill that goes over you. It seems to work its way into your lungs for a moment, before it just becomes just lightly nippy.
Dark Souls.
Keep in mind that my character is mountain born and is naturally acclimated to living in cold climates.
Magic.
Okay.
Magic Dark Souls.
Alright, anyway, so yeah, that happens. And I'm going to need each of you to go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw.
This is going to be bad.
16.
Bad.
A wisdom?
7.
Oh, I have.
You have really high wisdom. You should be fine.
You had to say something.
I got 16!
You made the roll right as I said it. You got the same one as me.
The idiot presumably passes.
I will cast Melf's Acid Arrow just to make you feel some kind of pain.
I said that out of character. In character, you don't do anything.
Alright, so Dagmar and Aial feel a sort of light fuzz come over their minds. It doesn't seem to affect anything particularly right now, but it's just an ever-present light sort of blurriness.
Okay.
And as for Fiora, she feels the light fudge as well at the edge of her brain.
Light fudge?
But perhaps because of how she views the world, or perhaps just luck, she manages to ignore it mostly for the moment.
No, it's because I only felt light fudge, so now I just want chocolate.
I said fuzz.
You said
fudge.
No, you said fudge.
Oh, I meant fuzz.
Well, I only felt a light fudge, so I'm like, man,
whatever. Let's go in.
I can go for some chocolate right now. Come on, guys.
All right, so you walk onward into the mist towards the town, shapes soon becoming clear in the fog. And soon you see a gate coming up at the edge of town, and you find yourselves just before a graveyard that borders the path before the actual town gate.
What are these guys?
Most of the graves seem nicely tended. The gravestone's clean. The dirt itself nicely packed. Over at the right, you see what appears to be a sort of barrel going on. A young girl stands between two skeletons.
That's our left.
What did I say?
Right.
Anyways, two skeletons are standing on either side of a girl who holds a single flower in her hand. She looks down at two rat bodies freshly put into the holes and just seems to be staring at them. As you watch, the two skeletons take a step backward and just stand loosely as the girl puts the flower in the grave before they start to actually bury the bodies. And she turns around and just sort of looks around.
I would like to approach cautiously, as in,
Also,
like,
a third skeleton is just kind of cleaning.
as in, like, I'm not trying to be sneaky. I'm just trying to, like, I'm not a threat. Cautiously.
Well, could I roll a religion check to see if this is something important that shouldn't be interrupted?
Oh, good thinking. Do that. He does that.
Go ahead.
20, not nat.
All right. Looking on, you can definitely tell that it's a burial, which in and of itself is generally a solemn affair. As the skeletons move on with their preparations, you see that they actually put down the headstones that they had prepared, both of them very similar in shape and layout. Almost as if the two bodies knew each other.
I kind of just feel like walking past this. This doesn't involve us.
I'm going to, like, watch for now, but I'm not saying anything, but I'm watching and I'm not hiding my presence.
I'll stand where I am and I'll just make I'm no cleric or anything, but just in respect for the dead, I just make a silent prayer for them.
You pray like you. Oh my God, are you least loose now?
Are you a bird of prey?
I like it.
For right now,
so you guys
yes.
just watch.
Dagmar wants to walk past it. Aial's praying, and I'm watching the little girl in the ceremony.
All right. As you watch, the bodies are covered, the gravestones cemented, and the skeletons stand up from their work. They walk back over to the little girl and look at her for a moment before one of them walks off past Fiora into the other side of the graveyard.
As in, like, through me or just around me?
Just around you.
Okay.
And then he appears to start cleaning off the headstones on that side.
Okay.
The other skeleton that had been with the little girl actually starts following her as she herself starts heading out of the graveyard.
Okay, so we know they don't see us as a threat.
Would you like to do anything, Fiora, or would you like to let them by?
I just want to politely greet them. Hello.
The little girl turns her head to you as she gets close. Hello. Her eyes seem a bit clouded as she looks at you.
Can I insight to see what that's about?
You can try.
Okay. Insight. Mine is +3. 18.
While you don't know exactly what's going on with the little girl, you do recall that as you were traveling, you noticed the same look was in both Dagmar and Aial's eyes, though to a lesser extent.
Wait. Oh, like from you mean like just now from the fog, or?
You've been walking in the fog for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Like an hour at least.
Okay, we entered the fog and it was just instantly grave, so I didn't realize we'd been walking for a while.
Well, I said you walked through it for a bit until you came across the graves.
I missed that part.
And we're just at the entrance to the town.
Hero Shepherd says, "Eat her."
No.
Endor, I'm sorry
She's too
if I
young
don't
for
put
that.
a whole lot of energy in my casual talking tone.
Yeah. I just want to ask, who were those?
My parents, she says matter-of-factly.
I'm not saying this in character, but yeah, there's definitely something creepy going on with this girl. So, and who are your friends here?
She turns around to look at the skeleton, who just kind of stands there like a magically animated partial corpse would. And then she turns back to you and says, "They helped me bury them."
All right. Well, have a nice day, and I'm going to let her go now.
You too. And she and the skeleton walk forward and into town.
So the fog seems to have... So assuming she lives here, the fog seems to affect everyone, not just newcomers.
Maybe.
Well,
that's my assumption. That's my assumption.
I'm going to walk up to the gate and see if I see anything beyond it.
I'm going to approach one of the skeletons to see if he can talk and just say, "Hey, what do you know about this town?"
Okay, I guess I'll handle Dagmar's first.
Yeah, because like I'm mostly doing this to see if they can talk, and if they can, maybe we'll get some info.
All right, peeking through the gate, you see a couple things. One is a rather large building right near the gate.
Mm-hmm.
You can't quite tell what it's for right now. It seems to purposely face near the entrance of the town. And to the other side, you actually see... I don't know what. You actually see one of the skeletons, and in fact, it looks like one of the ones you guys killed at the farm you guys were at, messing around with the wagon, and he appears to be unloading the last thing from it. This appears to be a different wagon than the one you saw them take, though. One in better condition.
Okay. I'm just going to stand right here after noticing the skeleton. Maybe he won't notice me.
Alright, and you wanted to try talking to the other skeleton, Yash?
Yeah, I'm just like, "Hi, we're new here. What can you tell us about this town?"
The skeleton rotates its head to face you. I do say rotates because its body doesn't actually move at all. It kind of pivots. Its empty eye sockets stare at you. Its jaw clicks a few times, but other than that, it just turns and goes back to its work. After a moment, it does actually turn back to you and raise a bony hand, pointing inward towards town.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
It goes back to work. What about you, Aial?
I guess I'm just gonna go up here. I've done my piece. Not really much else
By the
I
way,
can really do.
the gate is unlocked. The little girl and skeleton that went through before showed you that the gate just kind of swings open. Push on it. Would you all like to go in?
Well, does Tim tell us about the skeleton first?
Yes. One of these skeletons from the farm is over there at the wagon on the right.
Let's just act casual and, I don't know, see what happens. Either he'll do nothing or he'll raise a ruckus and we can just play the innocent party.
Okay.
I just walk in.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, walking in, you get a better view of the small area you're in. The building on your right appears to be some sort of storehouse. Skeletal war horses pull the cart the other skeleton is unloading things from, and he seems to be going back and forth from the cart itself and into the warehouse. A normal-looking man sits next to the door itself, seeming to look over the skeleton and his work.
Can I insight to make sure that is a normal man? Or perception or whatever?
You can if you like, and then I have something else to happen.
Alright, I just want to do that. Would it be insight or perception?
Go ahead and just do perception.
Nat 1.
Rip.
He might be a ghost.
Guys, I don't know about you guys, but I think that is a building.
Okay.
Okay, with that bit of seeing done, a rather large door opens on the building next to you guys, and out strolls a different kind of skeleton. More specifically, a Minotaur skeleton.
The fuck?
There was no Minotaur skeleton thing, so just assume this Minotaur with the skull icon is a Minotaur skeleton.
Okay, I thought for a second he was like raging at us.
No, he's a Minotaur skeleton.
I wave politely.
All right, give me 1 sec to double check something. You, all right there?
What, Tim?
What happened?
That's the sound of Tim. That's Tim take his headphones off because he had to go do something real quick.
All right, I'll wait.
I mean, we can recap it for him when he gets back, I'm pretty sure.
Nah, he doesn't usually take long.
Right.
It gives me time to get my thoughts in order.
Okay, so skeleton Minotaur.
Would it be a Skeletor?
No. It's called a Minotaur Skeleton.
But Skeletor,
yeah,
it's like Skeletor.
No, a Skeletor would be a half man, half horse that happens to be a skeleton.
That would be interesting. How many rib cages would it have?
It would have quite a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, because you mean Centaur. That's what you're going for. Okay.
Yes.
I was like, Minotaurs aren't half man, half horse. Hey, Tim, welcome back.
Okay, what I missed, I'd answer the door.
Nothing. We haven't done... the Minotaur came out and I waved politely.
Okay.
And the Minotaur Skeleton's eye sockets seem to glaze over you all before his jawbone opens and a voice comes out. However, it's not quite the voice you would...
The voice I would what?
You know what? 1 second. I think I'm about to have a visitor by the window, so I'm going to...
Well, I guess this is the perfect time for me to get my other drink.
What is going on?
Oh, there was a guy asking about pest control at my door. I had to tell him we don't have any problems.
I had a telemarketer call the other day, and it was like, I couldn't tell what the hell they were saying because the phone quality was so terrible. So I kind of just listened, and then after the end of like their long monologue or whatever, they said, "Would you like us to protect your account?" And I'm like, "No." I didn't know until then that it was a telemarketer call.
Nice.
A lot of the times, if I don't recognize the area code, or if I can immediately tell that I'm being talked to by a recording, I'll just turn off.
It wasn't a recording, is the thing. So.
Same here.
Well, like twice today, I received a familiar phone call that I got a couple days ago that I could tell was one of those toll-free services. So I just didn't answer
Sorry about that.
It's all right.
Okay.
All right, so anyways, Minotaur Skeleton looks at you, opens his mouth. The voice that comes out is not the one you might expect. For one, this Minotaur Skeleton is clearly a male, and the voice that comes out is that of a female. It's not even a female Minotaur.
Okay.
All right, voice comes out and says, "Welcome to my town. I hope you find your stay lovely."
This is your town?
I think it's automated.
After a moment, the jaw opens again and the voice comes out. "Feel free to explore. We have many housings available. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask some of the birds around. I'm sure they'll know what to do. And if anything particularly serious happens, well, you can always try the castle."
Did he say some? Did they say
Something about talking to birds?
Let me tell you about the birds and the bees.
I look at Aial.
Well,
What are you looking at me for? I don't know jack shit about this place.
Thankfully, as a barbarian, I can talk to birds. It just takes 10 minutes of a ritual.
After you guys talk a little bit, the mouth opens again as if it was just waiting for you to say something. It says, "Might I suggest your first stop be the tavern? I hear most people enjoy it there. Have a lovely time."
Thank you. Oh, we didn't get your name.
Where there's a tavern, there's beer.
You know what? Sure. I could use one right now.
Do I get their name? Because I asked about it.
Oh wait, sorry,
I mean,
asked
like,
the Minotaur.
I was like, "Thank you. Oh, by the way, I don't think we got your name."
The Minotaur doesn't reply. Instead, it just shoulders its axe with one hand over its shoulder before walking back into the apparent guard post now that you can see the door open.
This is like a very messed up Disneyland.
To do locks at a perfect town.
So
I guess.
What do you guys want to? Do you guys want to do? You can ask around here, like.
Oh, I guess Max wanted to talk to this guy.
Okay. So yeah,
hello, sir.
Automated Minotaur system seems fun. All right. As you speak to him.
Too bad it's not a Minotaur. It could have given us a look around the place.
If it had a hammer instead of an axe, it'd be a Minotaur.
As you talk to the man, the two skeletal horses and the skeleton itself actually turn to look at you before going back to what they were doing. The man himself looks up after a moment, that same cloudy look in his eyes, and he says, "Oh, hello.
We're near here in town. Do you think you could direct us to the tavern, please?"
Well, sure. Nice to have new neighbors." He kind of stands up after a moment and takes a swig of the small drink he had in one hand. "Let's go."
Hey, we got that tour. All right.
And off he goes in the seating position.
In our town, where no one is alive. Thank you, Endors.
Well, scene transition.
Damn it, Josh, stop moving. I got you anyway.
Look, you have to know what to expect when you say that.
Actually, that makes me think. This town is controlled by a female boss, and so far all the voices we're hearing are female.
For the record, the guy did have his own voice. I just gave him a slightly airy one. Okay. The Minotaur was definitely a female voice, though.
I can't... Oh, was that Lady Boss, then? Was it
Lady Boss? Maybe?
There's Lady Boss and Big Boss. One was in this town and one was in the castle. I forget.
I doubt...
Lady Boss was said to be in the town.
Yeah, Lady Boss is in this town, and they said there's a castle. What's that music?
Nothing.
Nothing, don't worry about it. All right, can you guys see it?
Yep, we have a bar now.
By the way, in case it's not obvious, I have my weapons stashed. I'm not wielding anything.
Yeah, we're not going to draw our weapons right here. Where are you going, Dan?
I don't know.
All right, Dan sits down at the table with a few open seats. The other occupants of that table smile as they see him and raise their glass to him, saying both simultaneously, "Welcome."
Okay, this is getting weird.
I'd raise a glass, but I don't have one.
The barmaid comes over and offers you one. It's just it's just a generic ale.
Oh, thank you.
Ale for ale.
Ale, I get it.
Hey.
Not actually on purpose, that one. All right, so she heads to you and just sort of smiles airily at you. That same look you've seen in everyone's eyes, still in hers. For the record, you don't actually see any skeletons in here. It's all actual people.
Well, very weird people.
Let me know if you want a refill, sir.
All right, then. Thank you.
I guess Dagmar will approach the barkeep at the front.
All right, barkeep sitting there, stereotypically wiping a glass with a rag. Looks at you. He's like, "What can I get you?"
Do you have whiskey?
Sure do. You're
One
a big
mug.
fella. You want the bottle?
How much will it cost?
Nothing. It's all good. Saying that, he reaches under the counter and clanks down a big bottle of whiskey for you.
Okay. I guess I'll pop the cap off and take a swig.
1 second.
I don't trust this.
Constitution saving throw to see if you die. Hey, wait a minute. Does my thing? Oh.
Here, I don't know. Pretend this is whiskey. Oh, geez, no. Never mind.
Holy hell!
Never mind.
Oh, hey, Tim, remember that giant mug of tea? Here you go again.
Anyways, you get a bottle of whiskey, so you take a swig.
Yeah, I'll take a drink.
The whiskey has that familiar burn good whiskey has. As you can, from what you can tell, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it. That just tastes like normal.
Okay. I'll just take the drink and smile at him. Pretty good. Thank you.
He tips his imaginary hat to you. Pleasure doing business with you, sir. Hope you enjoy it.
I'm just going to stash the rest of that because I'm not going to drink the whole bottle right here.
You know, how many of you guys know how to play cards? I'm just looking at the other two at the table with me.
What game? Can't get everybody saying that. What game you want to play? The skinny guy on your left ass.
You ever heard of high-low?
No, I'm afraid I haven't.
It's simple. I draw a card from the top of the deck and I show it to you. Then you tell me if the card's going to be higher or lower. If it's higher, you win. If you guess right, you win. If you guess wrong, you lose. If you tie, we do it again.
Well, that seems mighty simple. What's your lean? Can I get the deck of cards here? Well, I sure can. And she comes over and offers him one.
All right. Now, through my mind, I wonder if I should be an honest man. And I say I should be an honest man. So I teach him how to play high-low the easy way. I just show the cards, then I guess, and I'll flip the card whether I'm right or wrong.
All right. While you're doing this, we'll come back to you in a moment. Fiora, do you want to do anything?
I look at the bartender and I say, "Do you have anything non-alcoholic? I'm the DD here."
He chuckles a bit. Sure, hon. I got juices. I got water. You got some fizzy stuff some wizard brought by at one point.
I'll take some of the fizzy stuff.
Fizzy lifting drink. Max goes up into the fan.
Here you go. He clonks this bottle onto the bar, though a bit more gingerly. For the record, it's essentially a soda.
I figured.
Yeah. For those who couldn't get the idea.
Yeah. Although I don't think soda was a thing a long time
That's
ago.
why I said wizard.
Yeah.
By the excuse of magic, I can do whatever the fuck I want.
I guess you could say it was created by a fizzard.
Something like that.
All right. Before I go to take a drink, I can tell that the whiskey Dagmar got is fine, but I want an insight to see if there's anything off about my drink at all.
Makes sense. Probably never seen something like that before, or probably the closest
go
thing.
ahead and roll insight.
Probably the closest thing he's seen to that is like sparkling cider.
Yeah, 16.
Though the origins of the bubbles confound you, you can tell this mixture seems highly agitatable.
Meaning, if you shake it, shit happens.
I'll take a little sip of it.
The bubbles dance in your mouth, and the taste of fruit washes across your tongue.
Pretty good, thank you.
You're welcome. He gives you a smile.
So now I'm just kind of gonna lean against the wall here and just... Oh, I guess this is a bench.
Yep, that's a bench.
I sit on the bench and watch everything. I don't actually drink any more from the soda, but I pocket it.
Alright. Anyone else want to do anything before I go on about the general air of the bar?
Nah.
Alright. Dan,
also I
play your game a little?
I put it in the thing as Wizard Fizz brand soda.
Yeah, and I wonder if I should keep it as high-low or if I should change it into whatever hold'em.
Well, why don't you play a couple rounds with him and see how he reacts?
All right, well, we'll start with high-low. We'll see how he reacts with normal high-low.
All right, as you play, whether win or lose, the man seems to have the same expression on his face, and he'll go like either yay, or aw, with the same tone of voice.
He doesn't seem interested in this at all.
He seems focused on you. He just doesn't seem particularly perturbed whether he wins or loses.
It seems you need a little bit more of a spark in your life. How about we make this interesting?
Oh, what you got in mind?
I pull out 5 gold coins and set them on the table. 5 gold coins, and we'll cut the deck in half. You take half, I take half. Then we're gonna deal 5 of our cards face down. Now, the cards across from us battle. If mine is higher, I win a coin off of you. If you win a coin off of me.
Well, will we be giving our money back to each other at the end of the game?
Well, that's just it. It's called a gamble because whatever you get, you keep.
Well, I don't know about that there. Seems like you're making the game a bit too complicated. And some people might not know what to do if they lost or won. Seems like it's better to just keep it friendly.
If that's what you say, chicken.
Oh!
Well, now, sir, I don't know if you know us, but I'm afraid I'm not a feather friend like you are.
No, but we call people chicken back where I am whenever they're too scared to take up a friendly bet.
Oh, now that ain't it. I just don't want nobody to get hurt around here. Wouldn't do good to have bad feelings around.
Well, that's why when you make a bet, it's got to be mutual. Well, if you don't want to bet the coins, I can understand being scared. But I wouldn't put my coins if I didn't think I had a chance.
He seems to be confused at your words, his brow furrowing a bit and his eyes narrowing a bit as he seems to be trying to think. But if I lost, but then if you lost, then you'd. He puts a hand to his mouth like he's thinking. He just sort of stares into space.
I put my coins back on the table. 5 coins. And you know what? Since I'm feeling kind, for this one, you don't even have to set any on your own. We'll play it. If you win, you get my coins. If you lose, nothing happens.
There's a small caw from outside, and as you look towards the window, you can see a black bird sort of staring into the window almost from its perch on a dead tree. After a moment, the man sort of shakes his head, just kind of lightly pushes the gold back towards you and says, "Well, now, that wouldn't be very fair to you, sir. I'd appreciate more if we kept things friendly. I wouldn't want to lose a friend over a couple gold coins, after all."
No, you wouldn't. I put the cards down, I pick up my gold, but for a guy who doesn't want to take a risk, you lost a friend already. I guess that's it. And I just walk away.
But the guy too goes like, "Oh, that's a shame." And then he goes, "Oh, maybe I'm just not his type."
Okay then. That was weird.
And as Dan walks away, the crow caws once more, and you actually see a skeleton walk into the bar. Doesn't seem after anything in particular, and just kind of takes up standing against one of the walls over here. It crosses its arms, kind of holds a spear loosely in one hand, and its head just kind of rotates back and forth like an oscillating fan as it scans across the bar. Sorry, did I say crow? I meant raven.
6 one, half a dozen other. Group of crows is called a murder, after all.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to do anything?
I think I have a dumb idea.
Oh dear.
I want to try to pickpocket someone, not to take anything, but to see what they have on them.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so, Tim, because stream doesn't see it, you want to read out that joke?
Okay. A skeleton walks into a bar. Bartender asks, "What can I get you?" Skeleton says, "A bloody marrow."
Hence my clapping.
Okay, I don't want to do anything right now.
But yeah, I'm gonna like just kind of walk over here, and as I do, I want to try to. I like hang out here for a brief minute and try to pickpocket this person right below me. Not take anything, just see what they had on them.
All right, go ahead and roll sleight of hand.
21.
All right. Opening the person's pockets, they don't seem to notice. You look inside, and you notice they don't actually have any money on them except for 5 simple gold coins. Now, these aren't actually in any easy-to-reach pocket, and instead seem more there just for the weight or some other purpose, not for just being out. And you also notice the person really doesn't have anything else on them. Just that. Which is a bit odd, seeing as even in a normal town, people would have on them maybe a snack, maybe something they bought, maybe some direction. Instead, they just have nothing.
I'm gonna. Can I assume I'd have to re-roll. I want to take one of the gold coins.
No, can I do something before he does something?
That's fine enough. And
All right.
Tim, you can also feel free to do something.
Yeah.
As far as I know, you're just kind of standing there watching all this.
Pretty much am. Don't really feel the need to do anything right now.
All right. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by going to the bartender and asking him, what does the gentleman down here drink?
Old Murr?
Yeah.
Well, he's more of a Scotch kind of guy.
Can I get him a scotch on me?
Well, sure. Well, you can always just ask Jolie to bring it to him. We got plenty.
Yeah, but I think it'd be better if I got it to him. Just to show that we're in good standing.
Well,
Not to take the waitress's job. No, sir.
well, as long as you're being friendly, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Pulls out yet another bottle, this one of Scotch, and places it on the counter. And he says, "Good luck to you. Old Murr's good folk."
Thank you. Now, this is where things get interesting.
I'll say.
Hector,
First,
come
the
here.
dogs come in.
Hush.
Okay. Because what I'm gonna do is, as I'm walking, I'm going to try and sneak in the contents of one of my fear gas bottles.
What the hell, dude? That's a little extreme.
It's for science to see if it works.
All right, sleight of hand.
I believe my sleight of hand is +3. It is +3. So 14.
All right, and now, out of curiosity, you know what, Dan, I'm just gonna ask now. Are you doing this for a malicious purpose?
It's for science.
Is it a malicious purpose?
All right.
When it's for science, it can be for beneficial or basically it's to see how bad it can get.
All right.
And
so you managed to slip it in.
okay, so this is probably going to cost me greatly.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I give him the whiskey that is filled with
It's
the
Scotch.
fear gas.
Scotch, not whiskey.
Yes. Fear gas scotch. And here you go. This one's on me, friend.
Looking up, he smiles at you and says, and tossed you once more. "Well, I'm glad to see you're in a better mood now, friend. Thank you very much.
No
He
problem.
takes a whiskey bottle.
I'm just gonna walk over here.
All right. As he takes the bottle, the man cracks it open, and pours a little bit into his cup as it wasn't quite full. He swirls it around a bit before taking a sip. And promptly his eyes go wide and he spits it out. He coughs a bit, clearing his throat and tumping his chest. The other members of the other people in the bar just kind of casually turn their heads towards him, their expression still neutral. Burr stands up, dumping on his chest a little bit more before he looks at the scotch ball and then looks at the barkeep and goes, "Sir, I think one of your bottles went awful bad." Barkeep looks at him and he goes, "Well, that doesn't sound quite right. I guess maybe they bought me a bad batch." Oh. Burr looks down at his mug and then at the bottle itself and just goes, well, I suppose I'll just try another. He just kind of scoots it to the corner of the table and ignores it.
Mental note. Oh. I don't know what I'm writing a mental note for. Find out what mental note is for.
What did you discover during this, Dan?
Actually, as you sit there writing your mental notes, the skeleton actually walks over to the table. It picks up the bottle and corks it as well as the mug itself before walking actually over to this little spittoon over in the corner, just dumping both in it, and then it goes back to its little position over here.
Okay. Skeletons can detect the fear gas. Good note. I don't say that out loud.
You just finally discovered what your mental note was. Okay, can I steal a coin now?
Yeah. Also, outside, you hear the raven call one last time before it takes off, presumably to go perch in another tree, as birds do.
All right. Can I steal the coin like I wanted to do 10 minutes ago?
All right, sleight of hand.
18.
And now, out of curiosity, are you doing this with malicious intent?
No.
No, you're just doing it to do it?
He is stealing for the greater good.
I'm doing it to see what happens, and I have a couple plans in order to make sure she gets it back afterwards. Or they get it back afterwards.
You take the coin, the woman not noticing, and neither do our other two friends over at the table. They instead share a small but stilted laugh and just rotate the drinks around before they each take a sip of what the other one was drinking.
Alright, after I see that nothing's happened, I approach her and say, "Excuse me, I think this fell out of your pocket." And
she turns to you, spying the gold coin. Then her hand goes to where her other ones were, feeling that there's only 4 there, before she gently takes the coin and plots it back with yours. "Why, thank you, sir.
I'm a man.
Don't quite know how that happened, but perhaps I need to go visit the tailor to fix a hole."
So, was her calling...
Also, you're a girl, so pretend she said ma'am.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was deliberate or not.
No.
Okay, with that done, I'm just gonna... Well, I've found my findings. They do not have any significant attachment to their coins. Also,
And they are apparently immune to fear for some reason. Whatever is here has got them more scared than whatever I can cook up.
We should be going. The less time we spend in this town, the better. I whisper to them.
Well, we gotta find... I whisper back, we have to find Lady Boss here and get the important. So... But we have
skeleton
to
mentioned a castle.
The cat... Oh, yeah, that's a good point. We can go to the castle. How would we get in, though?
Make it up as we go.
I like that plan.
Oh, dear.
And
yeah, I don't do anything else before we go. We just go.
I just wave to the bartender and thank him for the whiskey, and I'll make sure to polish that off later.
Same with.
He speaks up as he sees you not drinking things. Like, you folks looking for something?
Well, we're mostly just looking around, seeing the place.
We're tourists.
He seems to find this very funny for some reason. He says, "Ah, I see. Well, good luck staying that way. Most folks, actually, all folks who come into town don't really stay tourists for long. We got such a lovely place here."
Yeah.
That doesn't sound threatening at all.
I fear we may be the first that aren't part of your little group.
I'm gonna just head out.
I'm gonna follow him.
Okay. And I follow. Your scotch sucks!
What the fuck, dude? And you wasted one of your fear things too.
Did you do
That's
that with
just rude.
But did you do that with malicious intent?
It was for science!
It sounded pretty malicious. You
All right,
nearly
so-
poisoned the guy because he didn't take a bet.
Alright, so at this point, we're going to go a bit into a sort of freer mode because it being a town, I couldn't really predict where you guys wanted to go. So this is actually the last map I have done. So so we're just going to do this sort of our usual vocal way now, and we'll see where you guys need to end up and that I need to prepare for next time. So just go ahead and do things as you normally would, and I'll react accordingly. So just pretend like we're back on Flock Draw.
Oh.
Alright, well.
Because you're in a town now. There's a lot of places.
I guess to
Yeah.
start, I can see if I can get ingredients to make better fear gas.
All right.
I really want
would
fear
to
gas
go
to
for
work.
A store or something?
Yeah, first.
I guess
can
we
either-
could check out a market.
You said pretend we're
Yeah,
on Flock
just-
Draw. I'm pretending we're on Flock
Are we doing
Draw.
flock draw now?
No.
No, we're working from here. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I figured we'd go to we just go to the castle now because that seems to be the next destination.
Dan wanted to go to a market. Sort of.
All right. What about you, Tim? What do you want to do?
I guess we could just check out the shops here. Maybe see if there's any weapons or magic shops here.
All right. As you all walk to the market, you get a better view of the town as the buildings get a bit more sparse, and they go more towards market stalls with a few shots and actual buildings scattered about. And as the area around you clears, you can actually clearly see one building that stands out from the rest a bit of ways away. Some would call it a castle, some would call it a keep. Either way, it seems to be centered in the town itself and raises above it all on a small hill.
Gee, that doesn't look
While not
ominous at all.
particularly as dark and scary as the other one was in the painting you guys saw, it does sort of assert itself.
I go there.
You want to go there while they're shopping?
I'm gonna head off in that direction.
All right.
I tell them. I tell them where I'm going first.
Okay.
And I'm heading off to check out over there.
Do you guys let him?
I'm not gonna
I
let
guess
Not like we
let
can
him.
really. Not like we can really stop him.
Okay. As both groups walk through the streets, other passersby sort of look at you, and their gaze glazes over you as you walk, as if they acknowledge that you're there. They don't particularly care. These beings include both zombie skeletons and people themselves alike, although skeletons themselves seem to be the majority of the undead. And these ones come in varying size, whether they be horses, humanoids, or larger creatures like the Minotaurs. Alright, so I'm going to go with the market team first because they would have gotten there first.
Fair enough. What kind of shops do we see when we look around?
Well, let's see. I forget what you were going for, but Dan was going for, like, herbs.
I was trying to see if there was maybe a shop that dealt in weaponry or magic.
Alright. It seems to have most of the general amenities a town like this would have. It's got a general store, it's got a blacksmith, it's got a clothing store, things of that nature. Each of them manned, and they appear to have customers as well, although you notice no real transaction of money ever occurs. And the store owners themselves seem to just make items, put them out, and then occasionally people will come in and look at them and then pick one up and leave.
That doesn't seem right. Huh. What to do, though? Well, I guess I can look for the herbs.
All right. You can also see why I didn't really do most of this because I didn't know where you wanted to go.
Yeah.
All right. So you notice that the general store has a bit of a more herb-oriented section of it, and so you head in there. The store owner is a slightly pudgy woman, not a skeleton, but she seems perfectly content to see you. Well, hello there. How can I help you?
I'm looking for herbs to create a potion.
Ah, good old healing potion. Did someone get hurt?
That's not actually the nature of my potion making today.
Well, do you need help, sir? There's an alchemist not too far down who should be able to help you with all your potion making needs. Probably has one already made. He makes the most lovely of potions. Oh, very nice.
Well, it's a fact that someone's having trouble with something they're afraid of, and I'm trying to make a potion that can give them courage against it. I know the recipe, but I'm missing the ingredients.
The woman tilts her head slowly. Now, why would there be anything to be scared of here?
Well, it's not anyone here where my scared person is.
Oh, you're sending out a package?
One I plan to personally deliver.
Well, why would you do that? That would mean you'd have to leave.
And
Her hands sort of slow in their movement in what they were doing.
Well, as much as I would like to stay, I love seeing the world, and if I stayed here, I couldn't see the rest of the world.
But the world is dangerous, sir. Why would you leave Our Lady's safe embrace?
Because what's a life to live if you don't take a chance or two?
Well, what's a life when you could be ended so suddenly?
May I ask you a question after this one?
Well, certainly, sir. I've got time, and you seem nice enough, if a bit odd. Not really anything intended behind that, of course.
Do you have any fears?
No, not that I remember. I'm perfectly fine around here. They keep us safe.
And
Lady
here
keeps us safe.
And here I know you're lying to me. Because if you have no fears, why are you asking me why is there anything to fear? Are you afraid that I just came in and destroyed your sense of morality or something?
You cut off a little bit there.
If I'm basically
destroyed her sense of what?
Did I just destroy her sense of safety?
Why, no, sir. I'm simply telling you there's nothing to worry about. You're with Our Lady now.
I hate to say it, but
Now I wish I was
I don't
there,
know
so
your lady.
I wish I was there because I had something to say, but nope. Damn it.
I don't know your lady.
Oh, you really must be new then. Everyone knows our lady. She points out to the window towards the small castle in the town and says, she watches all of us, making sure we stay safe and taking care of us whenever our time passes.
Hmm.
Fuck this chair.
Oh, that's actually a good question. Alright, I have another question for you. Do you suffer from... Actually, no, I'm not asking if she's suffering. I'm going to ask,
Do you suffer? Yes.
do you fear the outside world?
Well, the outside world is dangerous, but we don't need to fear it as long as we have our lady.
And should the lady leave, or something happens to the lady, what is to stop the outside world from coming in?
Oh, that won't happen.
Whoa, what the
She
fuck?
seems pretty confident this. Our lady will stay with us. She protects us.
That was a little odd bit of thing going on there. Okay.
Are you so sure about that?
Of course. She tells us that herself. She could probably even tell you that if you went to ask.
You'd be surprised. God, I have no idea what I want to do to her to make her seem uneasy for some reason. Short of pulling a weapon out and attacking her, which is decidedly extremely evil.
And bad.
And
It's
malicious.
bad for our cause right now.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna do something stupid.
All right.
Milady, if you're so confident about this, why have you not done anything above what you could do?
What do you mean, sir?
Here you are, just selling herbs. Probably the same herbs you find in this city. The same herbs day in and day out, with nothing else to figure out. Correct?
Well, I sell little more than herbs, sir.
But they all come from this town, don't they?
Well, of course. We got some farmers near the outer edge who grow this sort of thing, and occasionally Our Lady brings in new things from the outside, using her servants.
Which means she's probably seen something like this before. And from here, I put another bottle of fear gas on her counter.
Well, that doesn't look nice.
Well, this is one of the things Okay, now I'm going into bluff territory. Okay? This is one of the things I made for my friend. It's supposed to cure him of his fears.
Roll deception.
Okay, I only have a +1 to this. Not gonna be fun. $19.
She looks at the bottle curiously before she backs away from it and says, now, why would you make something like that for your friend?
Because he wants to be fearless.
And have him come here.
I came here so I could find something to compare it to. Do you not sell such a thing? Does your alchemist not sell such a thing?
Well, no, of course not. Those sorts of things would make people scared, not make them safe. And Our Lady doesn't allow that, and we don't even want that.
At this point, I know she's just living a lie, thanks to this lady. So here's where the stupid part comes.
Oh no.
I just uncork the top, I back away as the fumes begin wafting, and I say, then this potion should have no effect on you.
Did we ever cover when this was a gas or whether it was like a splash thing?
It's gas. He made it into
It was
gas.
supposed. Yeah, it was supposed to be a gas, actually.
Okay,
So-
that's fine. All right. The gas wafts up, and the woman gets a whiff of it. And give me a second, because I have to actually think about how she would react.
We're just trying to make stuff happen without just like following
Going
one
in.
specific obvious path here. I'm not saying you're
I appreciate that because I didn't really give you an obvious.
I'm not saying you're railroading us. I'm just saying like we are trying really hard right now to do something. And it's
No,
really
that's
hard
fine. I put this in as like a sort of mystery thing to see how you guys would handle it.
I will say, when it cuts to me, I have a very stupid way of handling shit on my end.
All right. I'll tell you what, since I don't want to blue ball day a little bit, I'll go ahead and give. And then we'll see if Tim does anything, and then we'll probably cut to you.
You'll give
Wait,
what?
what?
I think he's saying we're gonna finish mine, and then we're gonna go to Tim, then to Max. Correct?
Well, I'm saying I'm going to give you the reaction she has, and then we'll cut to Tim, and then to Yash.
Isn't Tim right there?
All right then.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
in a
why-
different store.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was wondering why Tim wasn't
Well, you know what,
in here.
We make. I'm going to cut to Tim because Tim often doesn't do much while you guys. So that's why I want to give him a chance.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I'm not sure
So
what to expect, but you know.
all right. So the lady sniffs a fear potion, and her eyes dilate, and she starts panting a bit, and then she holds onto her hand, and goes no, and then she lets out a small yell before just kind of sweeping the potion off the counter and yelping as it shatters. And as that sound fades, you notice it's gone quiet outside, even for the footsteps. And now we cut to Tim.
Touched a nerve there.
Okay. What do I find while I'm walking around?
Well, let's see. You were looking for a weapon shop.
Weapons, magic, whichever comes up first.
Well, easiest one for me to imagine is a blacksmith in his open forge doing his thing.
Okay. I guess it's just outside, not inside a building.
Yeah, I gotta let it air out.
Okay. I guess before I approach him, I'll look around to see if he has any wares on display.
He has a couple of. Actually, strangely enough, the man does not seem to have any weapons, or at
Nothing?
least the ones he does seem to be in a separate thing in the back.
Hmm.
And as you watch, a skeleton actually walks up and casually takes one of the swords, seeing as he didn't have a weapon himself before walking off. The actual other customers that aren't undead seem to look more at the more either defensive or decorative things that he makes.
What are those defensive and decorative things?
Let's see. The defensive things he seem to make seem to be things more like boots, gloves, and then the decorative ones appear to be everything metal from either small sculptures to even wind chimes.
Actually, that sounds a bit interesting. I guess I'll approach him and say, "Excuse me, sir."
Hello there, sir. How may I help you?
I'm looking to defend myself a bit. I see that you have some gauntlets on display.
Yeah. They're real good for making sure any thorns don't get to your hands when you're planting roses.
Yes. I was wondering if you'd be willing to sell them to me.
Sell? Go ahead and just have them. It's what they're there for people to use.
You're certain?
Why, sure. Wouldn't want to argue over prices or anything like that. We're all a community. We help each other.
Okay. I guess I will take a nearby pair of gauntlets. Do they have any like variation in them?
They're the ones he seems to make identical ones. The model being essentially a leather glove with metal backings on the back of the hand and fingers.
I will take a pair of those because even though I doubt these to be very useful immediately, they could be something I want to make use of in the future.
All right.
Hmm. And can't. Do you happen to sell arrows? I ask him.
Well, the only arrows I make, sir, those are for the guards. They're the ones that need to defend us.
So they're not for the public.
Well, no, sir. Our lady doesn't want people to hurt themselves.
Fair
I'm sorry
enough.
about that. Maybe I can interest you in something else.
Is there anything in particular you have to offer?
Well, I have anything you see here. He motions to his wares.
No. That will be all. Thank you.
Well,
Before I go, what is the rather large building at the end of this road?
the castle or something different.
At the castle.
Okay. He says, why, that's our lady's home.
Lady?
Yes. Our lady keeps us safe with help from her mistress in this lovely town.
Thank you. I will be going now. And I just walk off towards the castle to see if I can maybe meet up with my teammates, because this place is making me very uneasy.
Have a pleasant day, sir.
Okay, then.
Alright, so now we're going to flick over to Fiora.
Yep.
See, Dan, I'm a lot less hostile.
I'm just walking.
I'm just waking her up.
Now, I'm just stating this to prevent metagaming. As of this point, all I know is that that's an important-looking building that might be a castle. The people around here are kind of creepy. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know about them having no fears, and I don't know what the castle actually is. That said,
yes.
I'm just walking for it, and I'm just gonna keep going. And if anything gets in my way, Rhino, say so. I'm just walking.
You're just trying to walk straight through the front door.
I am literally going to, I'm going to walk up to it, and then I'm going to see what there is before I decide what to do next.
Alright. As you close in with the castle, you notice it does have a small wall surrounding it, with very large Minotaur Skeleton guards on either side of it. As you get closer, the jaw of one of them opens much like they did at the entrance to the town and says, well, hello, citizen. What can I help you with?
Okay, so at this point, out of character. So I don't know anything about the lady here. So I'm probably just talking out of my ass when I say this, but this is still something that Fiora would say even if she doesn't know it. So this isn't metagaming. I heard that the lady here. I'm new in town and would like to speak with her. And I thought this might be a place where I might find her.
The opposite Minotaur opens his mouth now and says, oh, a newcomer. Well, welcome. I'm so happy you found yourself here in our town. Is everything to your liking?
I feel like this would probably have to be deception checks, but yes, I'm liking it very much. I just wanted to speak with the lady. Just help me get a better feel for the town and, well, for the lady herself. I've heard a lot about her.
The first Minotaur opens his mouth. Is this some sort of emergency?
Well, not exactly, but you see, Well, I'm just curious is all, and, well, the sooner I know about it, the more I can really enjoy this place.
The second one talks. Tours are available if asked.
That's very nice, but I would like to speak to the lady personally, please.
Give me a second here.
Look, if they want to go broken record, so can I.
That's fine, and I'm applauding you for what you do. I'm just making sure I respond, like, in the way that it needs to be done.
Alright. I will say, if I knew the stuff that Dagmar and Aial knew, I would be doing this so much differently.
Okay.
Like, I would literally just walk past them.
Alright, after a moment, they both open their mouths at the same time, uttering a short sentence. Please wait. Before just shutting off again. As you stand there, from around the castle flies a simple blackbird, and as it gets closer, it lands on top of the wall surrounding the castle and just sort of looks down at you.
I acknowledge the bird with a nod, but otherwise just continue waiting.
After a moment, the bird just sort of tilts its head before flying back from whence it came. After about a minute passes from where it had disappeared from sight, one of the Minotaurs opens his mouth once more and starts to move. It says, "Our lady will see you."
Thank you.
And actually walking into the courtyard now, the other Minotaur just sort of rotates its skull to you before flicking it a little bit towards the other one.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Basically, one is walking inward and the other is sort of motioning robotically for you to follow it.
I follow it. And during this whole time, clearly I know something's up with this town. I'm trying to pretend like I am being completely taken in by it. Do I have to roll anything to keep that guise up? Or is it just going to be natural?
Not yet.
Okay.
Alright, that went fairly smooth. So why don't we check back with Aial? Look, Yash, you did spend a little bit of time walking, so the time is approximately the same.
It's just like, I feel like you just spent so long on Dan, and you spent a fair amount of time on Tim, and then with me, it's like, hi, can I see the lady?
Actually, Tim had about the same amount of time as you.
Mine was really short.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
that's because I couldn't
still,
figure out anything.
Freaking Dan got as much time as me and Tim combined then.
I know,
That's
but just
that's because-
give it a second.
That's because Dan was doing dumb shit.
Just give it a second, Yash. It'll be okay, alright? So, back with Aial, as the woman's scream ends, and she sort of holds in the back, one hand
what?
chest heaving as she tries to normalize her breathing. What?
You cut off.
You cut out for us.
When did I stop?
One hand.
Yeah.
Sorry. One hand on her head as her chest heaves and she tries to normalize her breathing. Suddenly, the door to the outside slams open, and a rotting flesh hand eases in, followed by the rest of a large ogre zombie body.
Oh God, Dan, what did you do?
Ogre god.
What the fuck? I did nothing!
Zeroing in on you, it makes a beeline straight towards you. Its fists aren't raised in anything threateningly, but it is marching distinctly at you. Following it through the door comes one of the Minotaur skeletons that you've seen before. Its axe slung across its back.
Dan, you're being arrested right now.
Wow, did I screw up?
Yes, you did. You just needed some herbs.
May I help you?
Neither of them talk, although a smaller skeleton does walk in after them and ignores you as it goes to the lady and just sort of robotically pats her back.
There.
At the same time,
it will all be okay.
At the same time, one of the ogre's massive hands just sort of grips your upper arm as the Minotaur Skeleton grips your other one.
Dan is being arrested.
I promise that this was all just a misunderstanding.
They still... the Minotaur's jaw pops a little bit and says, I'm sorry, there seems to be a problem, citizen. Don't worry. It'll all be okay. With that, the mouth closes and the two of them march you out of the store, actually lifting you up to the point where your feet actually don't touch the ground. And then they march you what appears to be headed straight for the castle.
Great, I'm flying without my wings. Way to make my wings useless, assholes.
Do you say that
They
with
ignore
malicious
you.
intent? Was that malicious, though? Rhino, you have to keep
Actually,
checking.
yeah, that's a fair point. Was that malicious?
No, that was more just being annoyed that I'm being carried.
Okay. After a moment, the Minotaur opens his mouth again. It will all be okay. All right, back to Yash. I'm sort of running on a time thing here, and I assume Tim will arrive after Yash first, after a little bit, and
So,
then
I assume
and
I get
then-
to the castle before the guards take Dan in?
yeah, you'll beat them there.
Okay. Oh, sorry, Dan, you screwed up.
All right, so
I learned what I needed to.
So I'm entering.
You are now at the front door, and it opens, and the Minotaur Skeleton stands to one side. The Maltoni says, Our Lady will see you in a moment. Please proceed forward, and then to the left to the dining hall. Wait, sorry. Scratch that. DM mess up there. Please proceed forward, and then to the left to the audience chamber.
Thank you. And I'm going to walk forward, and I'm just gonna make like I want to move the way that the citizens do.
That's mostly just kind of normal walking.
Okay, I wasn't in my head. I was imagining like some sort of shamble. All right,
Yeah,
so I go to the
they
audience
walk
chamber.
normally.
I go to the audience chamber.
All right. All right. You go to the audience chamber, and its decor is different. Most of the colors seem to be of either darker hues with splashes of light blue scattered about, including on the rug. A throne sits at one end, but it's only slightly raised above the floor, as if the owner didn't want to put themselves too far above the citizens. However, no one else seems to be in there for the moment. Well, there are the skeletons along the walls like normal guards would be, but they don't particularly seem to acknowledge you're there.
I stand and wait patiently.
Alright. Now, I know what needs to happen here, but since you're waiting... Tim, what do you do when you get to the castle?
I approach the Minotaur guards the same as Max did, seeing that Max isn't around, and I ask, did a lady with blue hair happen to walk by?
The guards seem to take a minute processing this before one of them opens their mouth and says, The lady will see you. And then the other one adds, Your friend is inside.
He shrugs and he walks in, although definitely feeling uneasy at this point, especially since Aial is nowhere to be found.
Alright, Tim
now.
walks in, gets the same directions. Do you wish to go to the audience chamber?
Yeah, I'm going to try to meet up where Max is.
Alright, you go in and Fiora is still there, just kind of waiting.
I see you got here without trouble.
I nod.
Where's the bird?
I wonder if they heard the scream.
I saw him last with you.
We split up at market. I got some free gauntlets, but the people here act very strangely. I'm not sure where the bird is. I keep calling him the bird because in universe, none of us gave our names.
Really?
Yeah, when we met at the start of the campaign, we didn't give our names.
Oh, we totally didn't.
I thought we shared names at the clearing afterwards.
I'm not sure if we did.
I think
not with each other.
I imagine we did share names. I just assumed that he calls Aial the bird because if he says his name otherwise, he just feels like he wants some alcohol. But yeah, I'm even with Dagmar, I'm not cluing Dagmar in on what I'm doing. I'm just still pretending that I've been completely brainwashed or whatever. Just facing forward, waiting.
Okay, you two wait for a minute or two more before you hear some footsteps rapidly approaching. However, it's not from the direction you came from. Instead, it seems to be coming from a door behind the throne. After a moment, it bursts open, and a young woman walks in with a towel in her hair. She quickly throws it off and instead puts on a small cowl, speaking quickly. Sorry about that. You caught me in the shower. I'll be right with you. She seems to be wearing what appears to be some modified mage robes. The light blue and dark tone definitely seems to be present in her clothing itself. And she also appears to have the symbol of some sort of bird on her back.
Dagmar, I found the bird. I don't say that.
After a moment, the woman straightens up, looking very presentable and with a slightly pale tone to her skin. She goes over and sits on the throne, smiling at both of you, saying, Well, hello there, new citizens. How may I help you?
Fiora lets Dagmar go first if he wants to.
He didn't think he'd get this far.
Guys, stop telling me to seduce her.
I'm actually not sure what I want to do because our goal was to come here and kill her, but I feel like that'd be a bad idea right now.
Okay, well...
At your silence, she actually smiles and says, No. It's all right to be a bit tongue-tied. That's natural.
Rhino! Holy shit.
Calm down for a second, Max.
I wasn't being silent. I was like, if Dagmar wants to go, he can. He didn't, so I was going to go. If this is actually important, then fine. But I was trying to do a thing.
Fine, just do it.
Can I do insight?
Yell at me!
Maybe I wouldn't have to yell at you if you would freaking let me do my turn.
You gave up your turn. Excuse me if I took that to mean you still gave it up when Dagmar didn't speak.
You could have asked. Fine, do your thing.
No, you already said you wanted to do something, so go ahead if it was important enough.
I want to do insight to see if this is Lady Boss. Because I know it's the lady. Is it Lady Boss?
I don't particularly know how you would do that role, considering you don't actually know anything.
Yeah, I don't think the goblin even told us what Lady Boss...
Actually, I know for a fact that the guy said there was the lady and her mistress.
Well, bear in mind, I have the drift orb. Would I be able to see if I could sense whatever's on the drift orb coming from her or something?
That would be a hell of an Arcana check, but you could.
I'll go for it just because it would probably be a pass. Like, I wouldn't need to do anything for it. I would just be trying to sense it. So.
Okay.
$19.
All right. Well, I'm not particularly familiar with the magic arts. Considering how long you've been carrying the drift globe, you feel a slight whiff of what is on there on the lady itself. Or, sorry, on the lady herself.
Then, okay. I don't say anything. Because I was busy doing the check.
Okay.
Did you have anything planned for this right now, or can I say something?
I'm going to go ahead and have her say something real quick. It's not going to take long.
Okay.
She smiles down at both you, seeming to have infinite patience as she speaks. It's all right to be a little bit tongue-tied. I understand it can be a little bit hard to think in town, but it's fine.
Hmm. Yes, yes. Sorry. We are new here. We came across this land on our travels. We don't know much about this place. We were wondering if you could let us know a bit about where we are.
She tilts her head a little and says, "Oh? Did the gate guard not tell you?"
Mm, not particularly.
Well, this is my lovely town, and as you can see, it's a perfectly safe place. You are welcome and encouraged to stay here, as we have plenty of housing. You don't need to worry about having to be able to afford food or any of your other wants. You are free to enjoy your hobbies or anything else you want out of life. Provided, of course, you do not do so that in a way that it would harm others.
Well,
Yes, of course not.
Very good, then. Is that actually all you needed? Just a welcome? After all, I'm very pleased to be able to speak with some of my citizens, especially those who have yet to be fully acquainted with our little village.
Could you direct us to a house that we could stay in during our time here?
Well, not me personally, but... She snaps her fingers, and one of the skeletons straightens up, walking over to you and says, "He should be able to find you a very nice place to suit your needs. Do you know what sort of place you were looking for?"
Preferably a house with 3 bedrooms.
Nothing wrong with a guest bedroom for sleepovers, I understand. She smiles sweetly at both of you and says, "I believe we have one of those over in the Western District. Should be a very lovely place. We keep it repaired just so anybody can use it whenever they like."
Yes, thank you. That sounds very nice.
"And you're very welcome, sir." Standing up, she walks over to both of you and says, "I hope to see you again, and do let me know if you need any other help. I would very much like for you to become full community members of our town."
You go on ahead, Dagmar. I actually do have a couple more questions I wish to ask.
If you're sure. And he decides to walk out, trusting that Fiora can get out of this by herself.
Alright, do you fully exit the castle?
I will exit and I will follow where the skeleton wants to show where the house is.
Alright, it pulls you to the right as soon as you go out the front door. However, as you're walking through the courtyard, you actually can see out the corner of your eye the third member of your party being brought in.
Bird? The hell?
There is a logical explanation to this, I promise.
What?
And Flicktiash.
Well, so I assume now I'm just talking with her?
Yep, she's over there with you. Just all smiles and ice and ravens.
I've heard many things about this town, and while it is a very nice place, there are just some things I wish to know more about, since I just don't quite understand them yet. I was told to ask the birds if I had any questions, but, well, I haven't seen any Aarakocra around here, so what does that mean? And yes, I was saying that with the full expectation that Dan would instantly be brought in as soon as I say that.
Not quite, but close. Alright, as she smiles at you, a raven flies down from the rafters and lands on her shoulder, looking perfectly content there, and she perfectly content with it being there. She raises up a hand and gently pets his head and says, "Why, my birds, of course. They're all connected to me."
So you can see and speak through them?
Well, not speak through them, but if you speak to them, I know what you say, and of course, my servant's around to help with whatever you need. She motions to the skeletons.
That's very interesting. I can't say I've ever seen something like that before. That must be some sort of very strong connection. Is it magical?
Well, yes, it was actually a gift from my mistress. And thanks for following her will.
Who is your mistress?
Why, the Raven Queen, of course.
I don't suppose I would be allowed to meet this Raven Queen. She sounds like a very nice person.
Her mouth twitches a bit at your words before she becomes all smiles again and says, well, I'm afraid that's really not possible. You see, you have to be very special for the Raven Queen to contact you, and even then, it's very difficult as she lives an entire plane different from ourselves.
I understand. Thank you. This is just
Tell you what.
Oh, sorry.
If you want to know more about the Raven Queen, I would suggest you visit our local library. We do have a little bit of a section on her for those of you who wish to know.
Ooh, that sounds very interesting. I'm sure I'll check it out later. I just have one more little question.
Lovely.
I just have one more little question, and it's just something I haven't really heard said. So, what is the name of this town?
Damn it, why you gotta put me on the spot?
Rhino, you've had so long to come up with the name.
I thought I was gonna be able to avoid it by being
By being what?
You know, yeah, she's an asshole like that.
I'm not an asshole. I'm just asking things. I'm being a
You asked for the name of a town. You've had 3 weeks to come up with this.
I always avoided it because I was thinking about the content.
The Raven Queen is Gormondo.
All right.
Damn it.
And yeah, Tim, you're right. I can only imagine how this would be if Jerry showed up. It's like I'm over here trying.
I want to give her a hug.
I'm over here trying to do my thing, and it's just like, "Hi guys, wow, hello skeletons. What happens if I rip out your spine?"
Well, maybe Jerry can bail out Dan.
Maybe.
All right. After a moment, she thinks and says, "Why don't you just think of it as Raventown? It's a highly appropriate name."
It's a lovely name. Thank you very much. If I have any more questions, I'll be sure to speak to the birds or come by again.
Why, thank you. You seem like a nice young lady. And she smiles at you once more, gently patting your head once, and says, "I think you and I will grow to be good friends."
I hope so.
All right, then. Do you need one of my skeletons to show you back to? I'm afraid I have some other business coming in very quickly.
Yes, please. That would be very helpful.
All right, then. And with that, another of the skeletons sort of detaches itself from the wall, and another two actually walk in from a different room to take up the place it and the one previous had been in. And she says, "Just follow him, and he'll lead you to your lovely little home. Oh, do let me know if you and that other gentleman end up having children. We love baby showers."
Hang on a minute! I need to roll to see if Fiora can keep a straight face. What kind of roll would this be?
That's on you.
That's a charisma saving throw.
17.
I guess you keep a straight face.
Fiora
I'd say so.
Fiora manages to not lose her smile and says, "I will, thank you," without letting on the disgust she feels.
How unclean she feels.
Oh, so you'll ride my shoulders, but not my crotch?
Oh, she's probably afraid you'll break her.
Look, you carry around daggers. I don't know.
And a war pick, and a sword, and 2 shields, and like a great axe or whatever.
I think I only have 1 shield. It would be helpful if Davar came with us. Fuck him.
Oh, what? So she can make babies with him?
No, just so because he's supposed to know things, but he's not here.
Fair enough. All right. Anyways, so lady goes back to her chair and sits down, straightening up and looking a bit more refined as you exit the hall. As you get to the more of the main entrance room, the front doors open and you see your bird friend being marched in by his zombie and large skeleton friends.
Aial, what did you do?
There is a logical explanation for that.
I hope you weren't being cruel.
Also, Yash, can you speak up a little whenever you're speaking as Fiora?
Sorry, I'm trying
He's
to
speaking in monotone.
I'm trying to do the accent on the voice that you're doing.
That's fine. If that case, I'll just turn you up.
I hope you weren't being cruel.
Mental note: she needs to die. She has become one of them.
I heard that.
It was a mental note.
You were meant to hear that.
Also, let it be known at the she needs to die part, the zombie's grip on your arm gets tighter.
Ow, 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 ow. It was a joke, guys.
Oh.
It loosens.
Oh. Fiora pauses for like 2 seconds and then goes, and then she leaves, follows the skeleton. Bye, have fun, Aial.
Alright, so now with Aial,
I
he is now brought into the audience chamber.
I know Tone
And
does not
this
equal
is not-
accent I was doing.
And this is not common courtesy, like the other two.
Alright, so he is brought before the lady, whose name you actually haven't learned yet.
Oh, fuck.
And I did actually give her a name. I thought of that.
You give her a name, but not the town?
Yes, I consider her more important. Anyways, so you are marched before the queen and are actually set down, but their hands stay loosely on your arms as if to keep you from going anywhere. The lady sort of narrows her eyes a bit at you, though her smile stays and says, "Well, now what have we here? You seem to be one of the, I don't remember seeing you in our town before."
Newcomer, you know? I just
see.
saw the mist, decided to see what was beyond it, and here I am.
Oh, no wonder then. My miss is part of my mistress's gift after all. Now, did you just roll something?
I didn't.
Okay, I thought.
Tim was typing in it.
Okay,
The town can be named Azarath.
I would probably like that. All right, so pretend I said that. All right,
Azarath. Okay, cool.
all right, I'm up for that. Okay, so, and she says, "I guess that might explain it then. You aren't familiar with the rules here in our town. You see, one of the gravest crimes you can commit here is disturbing the peace. We wouldn't want people not to feel safe after all."
Disturbing the peace can mean anything from... Disturbing the peace can mean anything, lady.
She frowns a bit and says, "Oh my, you are quite the disagreeable one, aren't you? But then she sort of looks up and waves her hand a bit in the mist present in the hall and says, I guess you might need a higher dose. Maybe you're just an aggressive person."
Or maybe I just want others to think.
Now come now, they're free to think. We just make sure their thoughts don't get too malicious. Tell you what. She stands up and comes down, all smiles once more, and says, "We'll get you all nice and happy and set you up with a nice place of your own. I'm sure you'll come to love the place. And, well, you know what? No, I'm sure it won't come." And she gently pats your cheek once.
Well, why not a gift for the lady if she's going to be so kind as to give me housing?
Oh? Well, it is complimentary, but I don't like where your head is going. She smiles down and says, "Maybe it won't take so much for you to be able to become part of our community after all."
Dan is going to kill us all or just himself, but there's no other option here.
Probably just myself.
Honestly, between the two options, I'm trying to do a thing here. I think I wouldn't be able to do it if I'm dead.
I love that there are 3 independent plans here.
Okay,
I don't even know what Tim's plan is.
I was just trying to get a house, but if I can find out the thing maxed it, I have another idea.
I mean, he'll be back with you shortly.
in my pack, I happen to have a potion of sort.
Oh?
Yeah.
No.
It's supposed to be a it's supposed to be a cleansing potion of sorts,
No.
you know?
No.
Clear your mind of
Dan,
Of most thoughts.
no!
Of what thoughts?
Of most thoughts.
All right, roll deception.
I can hear Max just screaming, "No, don't do it!"
I swear to God, Dan, if you fuck this roll up, you're dead. 9!
I'm probably dead. It was a 9.
Dan, why? Why do you hate us so?
I hate myself. If I hated you guys, I would have used the gas on you.
Okay, so what happens now?
Oh, that was his roll, huh?
Yeah.
That was his roll.
All right.
Do you need me to re-roll that so you?
Nope. That's good. Yeah, I see it. All right. See, so looking into your eyes, Lily just sort of shakes her and says, "I don't think you quite have that sort of thing in mind. We wouldn't really want people to empty their minds here either. We like them to remain themselves."
Really? Because that brewer down by the marketplace seemed very empty-headed.
Now that's not nice, and kindly stop interrupting me. She pats her cheek once more, her hand feeling a little bit more icy now, and says, "Tell you what, why don't you let my guards here take you down and put you in one of our, hold on, mind blanking.
Correctional facilities?
Prison cells.
Okay, got it. Put you in one of our adjustment chambers. After a little bit in there, you'll be nice and pleasant with the rest of us, and I think maybe I can send you to that new couple who got a house recently. They do have a guest room. Maybe they'll rub off on you. They seem like pleasant folk.
Okay.
Take him away." And with that, you are once more being marched. This time, you go back to the main room and down some stairs.
Yeah, about that. This is where
Dan.
all hell is about to break loose.
Dan!
What's gonna
My first opportunity to fuck the plan. So says the player. Let's see how I can do this.
I'm doing a thing, Tim's doing a thing, and Dan's doing a thing, but the thing Dan does is going to kill us. Dan, please don't. Dan, please don't roll for initiative.
I'm hoping I don't.
Fire in the hole.
What you doing? You said all hell's breaking loose.
Alright. Level 2 color spray, which is not going to be good.
A lot of ones in that roll.
Yeah, I realize. But I got a 9.
37 total.
37.
From 8 D10s.
Yeah.
He got less than half of what
Yeah.
he could have had.
Pretty much the creature with the lowest HP, which one of them has lower hit points?
The skeleton.
The skeleton. How much hit points does he have?
67.
Okay, this does nothing.
Okay.
I think Dan just got himself killed.
Alright, so what effect does that spell actually have, like, visually and such?
What the spell was supposed to do was splash a flashing color of... was supposed to hit the creatures with flashing lights, and it was supposed to blind them, and depending on how much hit points they had. And if my hit points matched and if my dice roll matched or was greater than that, they would be blinded. I did not expect them to have 67 fucking health.
And that's the lower one. Alright, so you basically essentially flashlight around the Minotaur's head. He just kind of looks up at it before just continuing with you down the stairs. And I'm going to describe it a little bit, and then you're free to act again. But I will keep going, and after a certain point, you're going to be there.
Yeah.
Alright, so you enter into a new hallway. This one actually looks just as nicely decorated as the one upstairs. And I feel like I'm actually stuck in her damn voice as I'm describing her stuff, but I guess it's appropriate.
Damn it, Rhino.
Anyways, Huh?
Do the Ruth voice instead. That'll snap you out of it.
Nah, doesn't fit. Anyways, they start marching you down this hall, aiming at what appears to be a room at the end of the hall. A large amount of fog seems to be seeping around the edges.
Oh dear, how am I gonna break out of this one? You know what? Fuck it. I'll just try burning hands. I'll start I'll start throwing burning hands on myself until I'm on fire, and they either let go or die from the fire.
You realize you gotta kill yourself first, right?
I will not be brainwashed.
I will remind you, Dan. She did say she doesn't want people losing their minds. And you do remember, even though you failed the miss check, it only did a certain thing to you.
Just like a slight haze over your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what?
Now I'm just gonna let you know, but if you still want to do burning hands, that's fine.
No, I just had a better idea.
Okay.
Could I wriggle out of my bindings and use the fear gas on myself?
Your bindings are their hands on you. You're not like handcuffed. You're being essentially carried.
Hero Shepherd says Ruth voice for Raven Queen.
I could still try and wriggle my way out of their grip, right?
I suppose technically if you want to try and, I guess, break their grapple.
I can always try.
Yeah, you can try. Let's see, so that would be your athletics against their athletics or acrobatics, and looking at their stats, they will be choosing athletics.
Yeah, too bad. Too bad this is a straight D20. $17.
That's pretty good for a straight.
Yeah,
All right.
but they have
And
bonuses.
Minotaur rolls very low.
Oh?
And Ogre Zombie rolls very high. Okay, so you actually managed to slip out of the skeleton's hands. Some wonder whether people made entirely of bones have good frictional grip or not. Apparently, in this case, the answer is no. And so you managed to slip out of his grip. However, the Ogre Zombie just sort of tightens his grip on you reflexively and holds on tight. However, the Minotaur, seeing as his associate has control, doesn't make an effort to grab back onto you as they march you over. You're about 2 doors down from the mist-covered room now, and the Minotaur Skeleton actually increases pace to go forward and open the door. Within, you essentially see a wall of white mist.
Well, I'm just going to take my fear gas and go crazy.
Alright, so what, you'd like chug it or open it, or?
I at least open it, and then the fumes go into my face.
Okay, how to handle this?
This is gonna be weird.
Yeah, a bit.
Dan.
Alright, so I'm kind of running on the seat of my pants here at what fear would do to you. I'm essentially thinking it just makes you hallucinate and freak the fuck out. That sound about right?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Alright,
I miss Jerry right now.
So thinking that some bad shit's about to happen to you, you say, fuck it, I'm going out with snuff. And you huff that shit like there's no tomorrow. And probably immediately regret it.
Yeah. Because then...
Your eyes cloud over even more than they were before. This cloud is not the gentle white of the mist, but the dark, swirling cloud of a hag's brood. Shapes tease at the edge of your vision, as if trying to claw at your eyes, whereas forms manifest themselves from every shape that you can see. Go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw.
Let's hope this wisdom saving throw is better than last time. Okay. Wisdom saving throw is +5 because I've got proficiency? Yes.
Pretty good.
21.
All right. Perhaps it is your trained wizard mind, but some parts of you know these things can't be real. It's too horrible and too sudden. And also, you vaguely remember sniffing something.
But I can sure put on a show.
Yeah. So you flail your arms as if lost in a daze, and the ogre zombie actually has to grab your other one and control you. The Minotaur one stands ever by the mist door, as if that is his job, because it is. All right.
Wait, am I supposed to do something again?
No, I'm thinking. Because I gotta have them react to this unexpected turn. So I try and make up what I can, but as DM, but after a time, I just need to stop and say like, okay, what happens now?
Understandable.
All right. After a time, the ogre zombie manages to wrestle you more and more towards the mist door as other guards start coming down the stairs, peeking in to see what's happening.
Help! They're trying to have their way with me!
And I'm seeing to react to this, but there do seem to be a higher influx of zombies than there were before, and you can actually hear a small voice from above that sounds like a lady going, "What is going on down there?" After a moment, the ogre zombie actually manages to bodily toss you into the room with the mist, the door shutting soon afterwards. And now, Dan, the way I'm going to have you do this is I'm going to have you do a wisdom saving throw 3 times.
Oh dear.
I'm not going to tell you whether you pass or fail any of them. I'm just going to have you do it, and time is going to pass.
All right.
We're going to switch to the other 2.
All right. So 1, 2, 3.
18,
First 2 are
non-nat
pretty
20,
good.
and a 7.
First 2 are
Yeah.
decent.
All right. Yeah, I can see what I got here. All right. So Dan, as we fade out from you, you still see the darkness at the edge of your vision, white clouding the center. As you throw yourself around trying to wrangle your mind back into action, you feel a certain softness as if you were laying on a cloud that slowly envelops every part of you, eyes, heart, and mind included. And back to the house hunting couple. I'm enjoying this.
Are we in the house now?
I'm not.
I am
We're
in so much fucking trouble.
We missed Jerry, and then Dan got himself arrested in the worst way possible.
I look forward to trying to explain this to Jerry. All right, so back with you two. The skeletons actually adjusted their pace so you would catch up to each other. The first one slowing down, the other one speeding up. And the 4 of you soon arrive at a lovely little cottage among a neighborhood of lovely little cottages.
Okay.
You get a small yard.
This looks very nice.
One of the skeletons opens its mouth, this one being a more humanoid skeleton, the Minotaur one that she likes to use, saying, "I hope you like your lovely new abode."
Have a
Before
nice
they-
day cycle.
Pretty much before they go and open the door and then start heading back to the castle.
Thank you very much.
I don't say anything, and I just decide to look in.
All right. Inside is pretty much what one would imagine a very picturesque little home to look like. Nothing too fancy. It's more cozy and comfortable than anything else. It's got all the furnishings one could want, and even comes with a little bit of food stocked in the pantry.
Okay, I insight check to see if there's any sort of thing here that could be used to spy on us.
The bird outside.
Go ahead and roll insight.
That's partially what I'm going for. Nat 20!
All right. Well, the house itself seems fine. A caw and a flapping of wings from outside cause you to look out the window and see one bird among a few others just sort of flitting around through the air, reminding you of what she said about about the birds and how they're connected to her.
So she could see and I presume hear through it. So
AKA, the house is not the spying tool.
I know, I figured, but I want to make, but I can deal with just being watched through the window because I have ways around that.
Okay.
Creepy birds. I've been noticing them everywhere since we came here.
Yes, they're connected to the lady. That's how she.
Now you're stuck in her voice.
No, I'm doing that on purpose. It's how
Are they?
It's how she keeps an eye on us and keeps us safe. And while doing this, like, I have my back to the window. I want to try to, like, I want to make it very clear through my facial expressions that to Dagmar that I am faking this. Like,
Okay.
a wink, a grimace, whatever he would recognize.
Fair enough.
The windows do have curtains.
I know, but it'd be rather suspicious to just close them as soon as we got there.
Nah, I gotta start making those babies.
Did you see what happened to the bird as we came through? Aial.
Yes, it seems he did something bad. I hope he doesn't get punished too badly.
Yes. I guess it's just you and me for now.
Indeed.
Hold on, I'm looking at something.
Real quick, is this like a one-room cottage?
3-bedroom.
All right.
3-bedroom, 2-bath, kitchen, living room.
Fiora
It's a perfectly livable place.
This is quite
Okay.
this is quite a nice place.
Yes. At least we'll have somewhere safe we can go to while we stay here. Well, hopefully safe.
Oh, I'm sure it's very
We'll have-
safe. This entire town seems very safe.
We'll have to go
What?
see if
I'm sorry, your fake brainwash thing is just so funny to me.
we can find the bird. We can't afford to be stuck here for too long.
Oh, I think we could stay here for a while if we wanted to. I then give a quick shake of my head to him.
I did have a plan for something I wanted to do, but I realized that plan might be a little harder to pull off.
What was your plan?
I wanted to use beast sense on one of the birds she's possessing, but I have to touch it.
Good luck with that.
And it has to be willing to start with.
Oh. As in willing to be talked to?
Willing to be touched.
Oh, willing to be touched. Well,
Yep.
I mean, it could be managed actually. If Fiora knows that's something you have planned, that could be managed.
Okay. I go next to her and I whisper, "If we can get one of those birds, I may have a plan that we can pull off. If I just need to touch it, and I can see through its eyes."
I nod, and then like loud. I assume these are in the days of like glass windows and whatever. Like the bird can hear us, right?
I'm whispering to you.
I mean, like if I were to speak normally.
If you were to speak normally, unless the bird was like right up against your window.
Ah,
So is that a no? Because you cut out.
Sorry, what part did I cut out at?
bird was up against the window.
Unless the bird is up against the window, it won't really hear you.
Okay.
Oh,
Good to know.
then I probably don't. Okay, well I probably don't know that. I'm playing it safe. Okay, I nod, and is it like a window I have to open, or would I like?
Like, are there shutters or anything?
The windows have curtains, and some of them can be opened.
Can I open the one closest to us? That like so I could call to the bird.
Sure.
All right. I want to open it, and I say, and I want to call out. Shit, how do I address a bird?
Yo, bird, get your feathery butt over here.
Excuse me, my friend actually has a couple questions, if you don't mind. And I gesture for him to hold out his hand.
I put my hand out the window like a big gray tree branch.
All right. 1 second.
Kind of like try to trick it into coming over and landing on his hand.
Okay. One of the ravens notices you and flies down, landing on your outstretched hand and sort of looking at you quizzically, but with the sort of intelligence you wouldn't expect to see beyond a mere bird's eyes.
Okay, and now that it is touching me, I decide to cast the spell, Beast Sense, that I can now see and hear whatever the bird sees and hears, leaving myself unable to move or see or do anything.
Is the bird?
Right.
Does the bird realize this is happening?
I don't think it would be able to.
I'm going to say no for this time. All right, so
If
suddenly you find yourself sort of essentially piggybacking on the bird's senses. So the first thing you see is yourself.
So you can't speak now, basically.
Nope, can't do anything. My body is unable to do anything.
Spectator mode.
All right, Fiora kind of looks in for a bit, and it's like, he gets so tongue-tied. I'm so sorry. We'll come back. We'll call you again later if he remembers. Very
It's okay,
sorry.
so up. I don't think I need to be
There.
touching the thing anymore, but up for 1 hour, I can see and hear whatever the bird sees and hears.
That's what I figured. Like, even if it takes off, you can still hitch a ride.
See, I'm doing things other than killing.
No,
Fun.
I'm perfectly fine with both. All right, so cocking its head, the raven gives it something like before just taking off once more.
Okay. I assume this isn't like a computer and I can't just use this thing to hack into whatever the lady sees and hears?
No.
Okay.
So
As
while,
it go ahead.
While I'm gone, Max is going to draw a dick on my forehead.
what I do is I move him so that his arm isn't. Does your arm just kind of flop back down beside you, or do you still have it outstretched?
I guess.
I like to think
whatever
he's a
at this point.
statue.
I can't move.
I kind of, when the bird's like turned away so it can't see this, I just like pull him back inside, and then
Well, good luck. I'm nearly 300 pounds.
strength roll.
Just like rotate him.
Yeah, I just
okay,
I pull him back and I like move him to the side and close the curtains.
So for the next hour, I am this bird.
Can you like actually end it whenever you want?
I can end the spell whenever I want, but I can hold it for an entire hour as long as concentration is not broken.
Okay. So the two options we have for camera following then are Bird/Dagmar and then Fiora. I assume we're going to be on Bird/Dagmar for a bit, so Fiora, is there anything you'd like to do in the meantime before we head out?
In order to, I want to try to move him into a bedroom and lay him on the bed so that it just looks like he's asleep. So that if anyone were to come
With his
in,
arm up in the air?
no, like he's asleep, like kind of like body down, face to the side, his arm hanging off the edge.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay, let's make a straight roll. So I think he's technically unwilling at this point.
20, not nat.
All right, you managed to do that sort of walking thing people do for large furniture, where it's like you lift up one side, you move a little bit, you lift up the other side, you move a little bit, and you sort of step him through the house. And thus is your evening.
And also
Try to maneuver this 300-pound Goliath upstairs.
on my way, is there like a marker or anything around here?
Quills, I think, are the technology.
Yeah, I don't think markers would exist in this world.
I don't suppose I could draw a monocle and mustache on him.
I suppose you could.
We did this in our first ever Courage is Magic, and I kept it.
Yep, that's why I'm doing it. I want to draw a monocle and a mustache.
All right. Roll sleight of hand for artisticness.
24.
You ever fail anything?
I have
nothing dex based.
Here's the thing. Everything that I do, with the exception of survival, medicine, and animal handling, is either +0 or like +5 or above. So
fair enough. It just seems you never roll below a 10 on the basic dice.
That's because
he does a lot of stuff that is his forte.
I specifically avoid things where I have a high chance of failing, because I have so many ways around it where I would like to succeed. Plus, you also have to bear in mind, when I say stuff like or when I say stuff like 12, 16, that's me with these crazy additions. I'm rolling 5s and 7s.
Fair enough. Okay, so what do I see while I'm the bird for an hour?
All right, so as the bird sort of makes a circle around the local area, you see that something's a little bit off about the bird. Its eyesight has a little bit of a colored tinge to it that you wouldn't normally see, and it seems to be able to sort of blink and see emotions in some way. However, it's nothing concrete. It's more like a slight aura people have.
Okay.
Leading to believe this is not some simple raven.
I could tell that, especially since Fiora said the lady could see everything through it.
Yeah. I don't know. I suppose you could technically do rolls to interpret all this, but you could just stay in information gathering mode if you like.
Yeah.
All right. So it goes by its day, and it seems to have a select route that it goes about. This one seems to patrol mostly the housing area, checking up on the various people as they go about their day from its various treetop perches. As it looks down on everyone, you see that the people themselves all seem to have the same sort of passive misty white aura similar to the mist before you went into it, whereas the skeletons themselves almost seem to have no aura at all or some sort of void.
Okay.
After completing a large roundabout for the better part of half an hour, the raven flies back towards the castle itself.
Oh,
As
shit!
it goes...
What?
Sorry, I just looked on Twitter. There's a Shadow of the Colossus remake.
What?
Like, a Shadow of the Colossus remake is coming. Thank God.
Woo!
Sorry for interrupting for that.
All
It's
right,
just, I'm just freaked out on that one.
I find that a good
Apparently, they're also putting Undertale on PS4. Whatever.
All right.
What?
Anyways, so the raven flies back towards the castle, darting in through a window that seems to be made for its kind. There are a few other ravens sort of perched around, cawing, but none of them actually appear to be sleeping or anything like that. They just appear to be either resting or looking around in some other way. The one you're in goes and lands on the shoulder of the lady as you saw her before. However, this time she appears to be in a sort of bed chamber at a desk, tapping her head thoughtfully. As you land on her shoulder, she smiles at you and just sort of pats your head, and you know she herself has a different aura to anyone else in town. It appears sort of frosty blue with a bit of shadow tinging the edge of it. An aura that you see the raven particularly attracted to.
Okay.
As you stand there on her shoulder, the lady begins to talk to herself. She says, "Oh, what am I going to do? There's always troublemakers in town, and of course, this time there had to be newcomers at the same point." She sort of taps her head, looking at the sheets of paper before you. They seem to be incident reports in some fashion. However, the markings themselves appear to be made almost in like a chicken scratch sort of language, but she seems to be able to read them just fine. And she stands up as she talks, going over to a large map of the town with a couple of red X's at a few points at the very outer edge of it, a bit past the walls of the town itself and more out in the mist. She taps her fingers on those and says, "They'll need to be dealt with. My mistress won't tolerate those sorts of things existing." She just sort of shakes her head before looking at the rain with a smile and says, "But at least I know you all are keeping an eye on the town for me. We got some new additions, you know."
Just Dagmar's voice comes out of the Raven. "Hey, stop talking about us behind our back."
Going over to a closet, she sighs and sort of looks at herself in a mirror, taking off her cowl. I don't know. It's so stressful some days. You know, I think I feel like going for a... That said, she grins at
For a what?
a flight.
Oh.
With that, she grins in the mirror before grinning at the Raven, scratching his chin. "Would you be up for that?" The Raven just sort of stares at her as she giggles. "I knew you would." With that said, she goes over towards her window, opening it wide. And a sort of rush of movement is seen out of the corner of your eye before Dagmar. It feels almost like you're pushed out of the Raven and back into your body by another stronger force.
Oh, I wake up with a jolt, finding myself in the bed. Oh, that was a trip.
Also, all the blood has drained into your hand by now.
Ugh. My arm is numb. Ugh. I get up and stretch. Ugh. Is there a mirror in the room?
Please. Rhino?
There is no mirror.
I'm sorry, I was looking at Ed Dwarf's pun about the mist effect.
What?
That wasn't a pun.
No.
For Mass Effect is how I choose to believe it.
Yeah.
Alright, but anyways, what were you saying?
Is there a mirror in the room as I get up and stretch?
No. There's one in the bathroom.
Well, I don't really have to go to the bathroom, so I probably will just not
Roll
go
for
in there.
bladder.
Actually, I kind of have to pee really bad right now, but I'm holding it.
I mean, I figured we'd actually end the stream soon. It's just we haven't reached a good point yet.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm about to bring Dan back.
Okay, well, I call for Fiora. Fiora!
Coming! And I come in.
Comes in like a negligee.
No, I just come in from like the kitchen where I've just been eating.
Ugh. How long was I out?
How long was he out?
45 minutes.
About 45 minutes. She catches herself. About 45 minutes.
Ah, good. I discovered I saw quite a bit while I was bodying that raven. Auras around the people of this town. Some of them, different colors. I went back and I saw the lady through the raven's eyes. Some strange aura that I'm not sure what it's for. And right before I came to, I saw her take off, mentioning flight. Not
I
sure
thought
what it
that
means.
was like somewhere else.
I saw her take off our clothes. It was so terrible. I lost concentration.
Sorry, Tim.
I'm not sure what it all means. I don't know what Aial is either.
Wait a minute. Fiora thinks for a moment. I think I have a theory. So, she said she was taking flight, and then you were pushed out of the Raven?
Yes, she also meant of taking care of the new people in town.
Did she say that?
She said something about taking care of people. Mentioned that there were new people in town, something along those lines.
She just mentioned there were new people in town to deal with. That's about it.
Yeah, and then like another thing was something that she can't let exist.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Just making sure you didn't get those two things crossed.
It doesn't sound good for Aial.
It could have something to do with the Raven Queen. Because, well, I have two theories right now. The first is that when she took flight, maybe she called upon the Raven Queen, and that's what pushed you out of the Raven. Because she said the Raven Queen lives in an entirely different plane. Or she could have been lying.
Perhaps.
Or she could have been lying and she is the Raven Queen. And that's how she was going to take flight.
I'm not sure. The blacksmith that I met on the way to the castle mentioned the queen and a mistress.
Yeah, she said the mistress was the Raven Queen. Let's see. Well, I'm gonna try to keep up my act whenever I go out and see what I can learn. Maybe I can lure her into a false sense of security, just in case things get bad. I can catch her by surprise. But for now, we probably should worry about whether or not we're gonna get Aial back.
Yes. I'm not sure where they could have taken him.
Cool kid? No, she is not.
Yeah, chat's getting weird again.
No, they're not getting weird. They're just getting silly.
What's the difference?
So, what's the plan now?
The difference is that if they're getting weird, that means they're role-playing and kissing each other. And if they're getting silly, that just means they're making some comments. Which is
okay.
Plan.
What's the plan now?
If we go back too soon, it's going to seem suspicious. But, let's see. If we could find some excuse to go see Aial, then that might be helpful. We could check up on him, and maybe even sneak off and check around the castle. But of course, she sees through her ravens, probably sees through the skeleton guards for all I know. So, it might be a lot harder than it seems. We need an excuse, without getting in trouble, to wander the castle. I'm sure I'll be able to think of something, but for now, let's just worry about Aial. That's our first goal.
Yes.
All right, sorry, Rhino, go ahead.
Okay.
As you say this, Dan, did you get my message?
Yes, I did.
Okay. As you say this, there's a knock on your lovely cottage home door.
I get back into character, and I go and open it with a big smile.
All right, standing there is the ogre zombie that has essentially been assigned to Aial, and next to him is the Birdman himself, his feathers giving off a light steam.
Oh, Aial, how are you doing?
Tired.
Look, he smoked chicken.
Thank you. But
Can I slap him?
Malicious intent.
Glad to see you. You are okay, my friend.
I turn to the ogre and say, "Is everything all right with him?"
Glad you talked to him and not to me.
I mean, I don't mean physically. I mean like legally.
All right, so you talked to the zombie.
I looked at the zombie ogre and I mean it in the sense of legally. Is everything okay with him? Is he fine?
Okay, it actually comes in, but okay, you know what? I'll make it work. His mouth opens in a sort of rattly voice, a rattly version of the lady's voice comes out as if it has trouble getting through zombie mouths. And it says, he has recently been adjusted. He had a bit of a rough morning. Could you see that he gets taken care of? I would really appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you for bringing him back.
Yes, we will take care of him.
The zombie's mouth shut, and you just sort of start lumbering off.
I bring Aial inside and close the door.
And the orgy begins.
And I turn to him and say, "What the fuck happened?"
Apparently they do know fear. And I paid for it.
No, you know what true fear is.
Yeah, I do actually. I use my own fear potion on myself.
Well, at least it didn't make you go mad. At least not permanently.
Well, he's always been a little mad if you ask me.
Mad angry or mad crazy?
What happened while you were inside the castle?
Let me see. Go in, talk to lady. She gets mad for my
Attitude.
actions.
That too.
Got dragged off. Tried blinding people. Did not work. Then managed to use fear potion on myself. Then thrown into a room with lots and lots of white mist. And it really takes them a long time to think on all this. Just trying to piece it all together.
What happened after that?
From there, it was a battle between my newfound fear and that white mist.
Who won?
The mist.
I honestly don't know.
Well, at least you are not dead. We expected far worse to happen.
Yeah.
Can I make an insight check to see if I can figure out what the mist did to him?
Sure.
Or just figure out what's wrong with him in general, because something definitely is.
Go ahead.
19?
All right.
That was insight, right? Insight?
Yeah.
Alright.
All right. So, looking at Aial, you definitely notice similarities between him and the rest of the townspeople, as if he got sort of an overtime dose all at once. His eyes are cloudy like theirs were. His voice has a little bit of that spacey air to it. And overall, you would say his stance is a bit more passive.
But I can't see if... But I can't detect anything else wrong with him.
Nothing that you haven't seen already in town.
Is that a case of I can't detect it, or it's not there?
It is nothing that you haven't already seen in town.
So, okay. So the only change is that now he's like everyone else.
Well, sort of. He has his free will a bit more, it seems.
Yeah, he can still be angry, but... I think.
Yeah, I can still be angry.
Well, now that you're here, we need to figure a plan. At least we don't have to rescue you now. That was the first plan.
So what's the second plan?
Don't know yet.
Fiora blows on her bubble pipe.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm
We are
so
allowed
glad that was like my random token roll at the beginning, and like, you know what? I'm gonna use this as much as I can.
We are allowed to stay in this house as long as we need.
Yeah.
And certainly longer than we need.
At the rate I'm going, I may never want to leave.
Why do you say that?
I don't know why I say that.
This place is not good for your head.
I just stare off into space as I ponder what exactly I just said.
This place is not good for your head. We need to get out of here as soon as possible. It's already bad enough that genocide is not here.
Yeah.
You mean Genasi?
I thought we were pronouncing it genocide.
We were.
I don't know how it was pronounced.
If you
Fair
killed
enough.
if you killed all of them, it would be genocide.
That is actually what I thought Tim said at first. And I had to think about it. I was like, oh, wait, that's Jerry.
Yes.
What's
I
going
managed
on in
to-
chat all of a sudden?
I don't know what it is.
Okay. So, I managed to look through the eyes of a raven for a bit. I got to see the lady in her room before I was knocked out of the bird. There were auras around everyone in town.
I assume we just recap for him what we already recapped to each other.
Basically.
Well, I think we should... What time is it, like, in game? Rhino?
Oh, in-game? Let's see. Traveled a lot. Later in the day, at least.
I think we should just settle down for the day and figure things out tomorrow.
Yes.
It would probably be for the best.
That sounds fine to me.
I have dibs on the biggest bedroom.
Why? You're not gonna stay here long, are you?
Because I'm a lady.
I like how Dan is not questioned what's on my face.
Because you call yourself a lady. Also, when did you get the monocle?
Monocle?
Yeah, you have a monocle.
And a mustache.
I run to where the nearest mirror is. And I punch it.
No offense.
7 years!
Now, why would you do that? Now you're going to have to clean that up.
I'll clean your body off of the floor when I'm done with you.
That's kinky.
Whoa. Let's not get the ogre back. Please.
Whatever. I'm going to wash off and go to sleep.
Only to realize it's permanent marker.
It was. Actually, it was permanent ink. Permanent quill.
And
probably not.
unless you tattooed it on him, it really would.
Can I roll for tattoo?
No.
He knows what a tattoo is.
Yes.
In fact, he has a tattoo of a bird on his back.
If anything, a Goliath would see this stuff drawn on his face as even more of an insult.
Yeah, this tattoo is shameful.
I go to bed and lock the door. To prevent payback.
So, who gets the couch?
It's a 3-bedroom.
Yeah, we asked for a 3-bedroom.
3-bed, 2-bath.
You realize the moment Jerry gets here, we're going to have a 4th bed.
Dan gets to sleep with Jerry.
I'm a lady. I have to sleep alone.
That's a thing for later.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
I think we should end the session there, though.
All right.
It's probably good. I'm not sure what we're gonna do.
I've got some interesting things to draw.
I think I actually have a plan, but I don't want to say it to anyone.
That's fine.
We'll figure it out hopefully next week.
That's how the best ridiculous plans come, whenever it's just on the fly.
Honestly,
right, so
I want to actually say something that I was going to do that I ended up not doing, specifically because I was able to gather information instead. My plan was to just play nice and just talk with the lady, and then right before I left, shoot her in the face. And then I learned that there was the mistress and the Raven Queen, and I was like, shit, this might not be the person. This might be a bad idea.
Yeah.
I was this close, though. I was literally just going to go, oh, one more quick, boom!
Yeah, I'm glad. I hope you in the chat didn't mind a less combat-heavy session, but I wanted to try something a bit different to spice it up. And I felt creepy locale with mystery and information gathering to be cool.
This is cool. Too bad Jerry missed the whole thing.
Pretty much the only part I didn't like was the fact that we were in the tavern for like half of it.
I'm sorry, I didn't know where you guys would specifically go.
I know,
and I also didn't know if we'd be. I didn't know we'd be going extra long on this because Jerry wasn't here.
That's fair.
I didn't either.
All right. So,
in fact, I didn't expect to be captured and thrown into Mist City.
I thank you for having to make me adjust for a character doing things so far off the beaten path.
I like how I'm playing along. Dan's going completely against it, and Tim's just like, I don't care.
I'm all right with this.
But yeah, I'm glad I got to use some of my barbarian abilities.
Most likely next week we're going to do another round of this simply because we left off in the middle of something big. So.
Oh, were we going to start Max's campaign next?
We were going to, but it's like we're in the middle of something big.
Oh, come on, Max, please.
We're in the middle of something big. We can't just stop.
I don't mind us.
This is a very passive place to end.
I don't mind us doing Max's next, especially since we'll have to catch up Jerry anyway.
This gives me more time to plan stuff because I have a lot of different.
Yeah.
I'll do what I'll do what I can, but I also have no guarantee that I'll have all the maps ready because as I told Rhino, I have the idea in mind and I know what maps to make, but I don't know if you guys are going to do something that takes you somewhere where there is no map because it's a very open campaign.
That's fine. Just do what I did and try and make maps for all the stuff you can plan for. And when you can't, do voice and just have like generic battle maps ready in case.
Or move back to flock draw.
Yeah.
Nah.
So, are we gonna tell on screen what happened to me? Are we just gonna keep that
Probably
secret?
later.
I would say, like, if it's not something that Tim and I shouldn't know, let's say it.
I mean, okay, so you really want to know what happened to him?
Alright.
It's fairly simple. He was gassed for an hour.
Oh.
For an hour?
Well,
That was all in an hour?
Yeah, a little bit less, yeah. So, like, they had time to get to their home, adjust, flight thing, and then they chatted for a little bit, and then there you were. You got concentrated misted for an hour.
Wow.
And now he's under the influence of the other townspeople.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Well, I gotta get going.
Alright.
Alright,
Gonna end
so
the stream now.
I stream.
Oh yeah, Endorb says that we could just work on our campaigns and figure out which is more ready to be played next week.
I guess we'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's probably the best.
Hopefully more than a 1 hour video or hopefully upload a video more than just 1 hour before the stream to let people
I didn't
know.
actually know for certain that we were going to be doing this today because Jerry hadn't replied. So today I was like, all right, we're gonna do it. If Jerry doesn't show up, we'll figure out something
I
else.
feel kind of bad for doing so much without him, but I didn't want to play Jackbox.
Yeah, I suppose Jackbox is.
Yeah.
Just FYI, whenever it comes to him, I assume you've ended the stream by now, right?
No. Goodbye!